lifted Corvette, but man, the reactions you get to are priceless. The thing drives perfect. We gotta get exhaust though. Gotta get exhaust. So I do get a lot of questions about, are you ever gonna do the Fred project? And unfortunately, the Fred project is in the scrap yard. So for everybody that seen my last video and asked if I was going to ever finish the Fred project, it is in the local scrap yard, and unfortunately, I don't believe I'm going to. Through one of these and through the radiator. Then obviously you come up here to the windshield and anything. There's no holes or anything. Not sure if that is bodily fluid or anything, but alrighty, I tossed a brand new battery in here. I can explain before we start doing any explaining. Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys aren't new to the channel, I am Senate Steve. Obviously, I absolutely am loving my Denali lately. I've been driving this thing absolutely everywhere. I think I've got like 12,000 miles on it at this point. It's been an absolute epic tow rig. My trailer is a little heavy for it, but it does tow it pretty well. The other day, I'll post a picture now. We went and picked this thing up. And as you can tell, it is an 02 Cadillac Escalade, obviously with the 6.0 engine power plant that you guys know that I love. Where is it? Right there, 6.0. I absolutely love these things. It is an 02, and you know, obviously we bought this thing for the drivetrain. Now, the weird thing about this thing is it is actually, my nose itches. My neighbor just cut the grass, so I'm like extra like congested and things right now. But anyway, the weird thing about this thing is it was actually deemed shot at. 1, 2, there's bullet holes there. I think there was another one that just happened to like squeeze up through one of these and through the radiator. Then obviously you come up here to the windshield and there's some entry holes. So I can't find out where they actually come out in the truck. I didn't really completely look at that, actually, come to think about it, but my main thing was to get this thing running and driving. Yeah, I don't actually see where they exit into the cab or anything. There's no holes or anything. Not sure if that is bodily fluid or anything, but I don't necessarily see the exit wound in the vehicle anywhere. Yes, obviously the door is chiming, but it's actually in pretty good shape. So I am going to end up parting this thing out for the things that I don't need, but I am going to personally use the drivetrain. These things are obviously a dime a dozen. You can get these pretty cheap. This one here I paid $1,500 for, and I actually bought this thing, I would say it's probably been a good 8 or 9 months at this point. But without further ado, I did just start it and put it on Instagram, but there's a couple things I wanted to go ahead and show you guys before we go ahead and get into it. Obviously somebody stole the mirrors. Going in here, if you didn't see my Instagram, definitely go follow me now. Send it_Steve. The interior's somewhat together. There was a bunch of oil in here. I mean, when I got it, there was literally like buckets and buckets of oil. I'm not sure if this even works. None of this seems to work, which is fine. It's not really a big deal. I don't need any of that. But like, there's oil all through this thing, which was weird to me because once I got in this thing, I had oil all over my feet. It's all over the carpets. Somebody definitely, I guess, stored a bunch of things in this. I don't really know. I don't honestly care, because again, it does run and drive, and it did say running and driving on the auction site there. So without further ado, we will get you guys the first startup. Maybe. Yes. So obviously it does have low voltage. One of the things that I noticed here was somebody definitely tried to steal it at some point, because this hammer here is actually pretty bent up. You can see like the key is actually what it slides up and on that. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get this thing running, so I had to go ahead and tear into it and take it apart. Will it start again? Yes. All right, the battery's definitely getting low. Another thing I noticed is the volts. So it must have a bad alternator in here, but other than that, everything seems to work in it. The radio seems to be functioning. OnStar seems to be functioning. Not sure, does the sunroof work? Nope, no sunroof, which is fine. We don't really need the sunroof where we're going. But I'm absolutely pleased with the purchase. And again, I bought this thing over, it's probably been a solid 8 months ago, and we just finally got time to get down there and pick it up. Luckily I didn't have any storage fees or anything, but I'm excited about it. Now, what do we plan on doing with this thing is probably what you guys are wondering. Let's give her a few revs. She does sound good, I gotta admit, but the RPMs are probably not working because of the volts. I bet you if I put a good battery in here, the volts would work. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty, I tossed a brand new battery in here. Oh, look at that. See, I told you, once it had voltage, that everything would work on here. So, let's go see what this thing will do. I'm gonna try to put air in the tire up here because the one tire is completely flat. But this thing does run and drive, no issues. The only reason, again, it was in there is probably because of the bullet holes. So, let's get air in the front tire here. Let's just go have fun anyway. Do the windows work? I feel like they would, but they're a little sticky. You guys obviously know the hill by now. Let's see if this thing's got what it takes. I can't see why it wouldn't. Alrighty, guys and girls. Well, I had to hurry up and get it back in here because the voltage was starting to drop. But it did pretty well. I gotta admit, I'm pretty excited about it. And again, we did just buy this for the drivetrain and to part out. So if anybody needs any Escalade parts, I have a bunch, and we're gonna get this thing torn apart here really, really soon. But there you guys have it. We've got a new donor vehicle finally picked up and on the channel. I hope you guys are excited and ready for some more LS content. Obviously, we're going to go ahead and get a hold of Texas Speed and see if we can't get a set of heads for this thing and get a cam before we put it in whatever we're going to go ahead and put it in. But there you guys have it. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in an upcoming video. Let me know in the comment section, should we build something that I already have, which you guys already know about, or do I start something 100% fresh and just something completely 100% fresh on the channel? Let me know in the comment section. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.